What's up, everybody? This is Bacon, and today we're going to be kind of wrapping up the Tidechasers Gala event. I'm not going to be doing anything from the event. I've already completed everything for the most part, but I just want to talk about the event. I'm also going to be doing some summons. I have a decent amount of summons saved up, almost 300 of these, over 300 friendship points, whatever these are called, companion points. A little bit of faction-specific ones, and I have 30 stargazing cards. So I'm going to do that at the end after I kind of ramble about the Tidechaser Gala. I do have the skin now, which is really cool. I like the skin a lot. I think it's a really cool skin. It is interesting that the skin doesn't really go with the theme. Like, let's see. There was like her skin, and I don't know if you can buy it. Yeah, her skin, which she's wearing during the event, is a really cool skin. Love the skin. I love like the hair and the little moon thing, and then her tail. Oh, I guess the tail's the same. Oh, I never noticed her tail looked so like different from everything else on her. But Antandra's skin is really cool on here. Lucius's skin is also really cool. Oh, they don't even have it on here. Sorry, my nose is like driving me nuts. But he had a really cool skin they could have done. So it's interesting that they went with the Gretzel skin. I'm not complaining. I think the skin is actually really cool. I think the animations are cool. I think the graphic here is really cool. That's something that I feel like is often overlooked. But this is what you look at more often than the actual skin. So it's cool when they have like Shamira, like Gretzel, just cool skins that kind of stand out. I don't know if there's any other skins. Well, I have a Tailene one, which is pretty subtle. That might be my only skins. Yeah, we'll see. I know my unlimited. How much time I got my unlimited? I got 6 days. So this is still my best. I've done it a few times, but anyway, getting back on track. Instead of my rambling, Tidechasers Gala. My overall thoughts of the event is that it seemed a little kind of bleh. Oh, Scarlet's skin is also really cool. Raku's skin is really cool. And then she isn't even in the game. But anyway, overall, the event itself was kind of weird because it was just a lot of dialogue and just a lot of like running back and forth. And then you do Predator's Advance, which overall, overlooking the issues that there were on PC, on mobile, it worked perfectly fine for me. I think these mini games are fun. I think, like, overall, I've had worse mini games that I've done. So I think the Predator's Advance wasn't a bad mini game. I think this component is very standard. They've done this with some of the past winter events. This is nothing crazy. It's definitely, if you are farther in the game, you can get better rewards from it. But I think overall these just are kind of minor additions. And then the rewards from Predator's Advance was actually pretty. I still need to do this one. Are actually pretty decent. You can see a good amount of diamonds when you stack them up. Resources. You see, I haven't even done all these yet. I need to do these. Overall, like, not bad. I think the gold is always average, whatever. But everything else is pretty nice to get. And then my kind of going back to my original thought is with this whole like going back and forth talking to her thing just seemed a little like all I do is click quest. I'd click on what I need to do. I'd run to the person. I'd chat. I'd run to another person. I'd chat. And it felt like every day that's basically all I did. There were no like not mini games, but just like puzzles to do within it. There was no really anything else. And honestly, I don't care about the stories that much. And so maybe this story was really good. I'm doubting that, but maybe this story was really nice. Maybe the flame, this is part of why Gretzel's skin was the reward. I don't know if I'm being honest. But it felt like a little lackluster. I'm not going to complain too much about it, but because ultimately with these events, I just want rewards. I want things I can get for free, and I got those, and so I guess I can't complain too much. But I think overall this event was not the best. I think when I think of a good event, I like the winter event. The winter event took a decent amount of time to do, but it was very well thought. It had a lot of details. It was cool to see a hero that hasn't even been released yet in Mira. And you can kind of speculate like, oh, is she gonna be a hero someday? And she ended up being a hero. That was really cool. I liked the winter event. This one, it didn't really land very well with me. And that's all I'm gonna say with that. Let's go again to the summons though. Let's just check my wish list. I know I've tweaked this for some videos before. I want to make sure it's everything that I want. Yes. Yes. Yes, and yes. Okay, everything is good to go. Looking at this, what I'm really wanting is another Mira, Trisha. Here, I mean, whatever I need. And then Scarlet is the big one I really want. Rain and then Walker are also the ones that are kind of like would be cool additions to have. And then I'm gonna pull for the Wilder one just because that's what I'm going for with Trisha. That's like my biggest. Okay, those are my biggest ones I want. Not those two though. Those two, whatever. There's like very rare occurrences where those will be heroes that I want, but you never know. All right, so that is done. Let's do our friendship ones, our companion points. I don't need more fodder because I have an absolute insane amount of fodder from all of the dimensional summons stuff. All right, Walker, okay. I think Walker will end up being a hero that isn't like busted by any means or crazy, but I think he will have some value in certain areas. I think his DPS is a little higher than a lot of people thought it would be. No, I don't want that. All right, we got 227 left. Let's see what we can get. We're getting some doubles though. Okay, Mora, whatever, Walker, cool. Give me a Mira or a Trisha. I feel like my slots are just becoming less and less. I feel like I don't have a lot of slots because I have so much fodder. And so if you are someone who's new to the game, I've seen a few comments about this over my time playing and making videos. The auto ascension, the smart ascension is just fine to do. There's nothing really like special about it. It just ascends the things in order that makes sense for your fodder. It's not like anything that's gonna mess up your account or do anything like that. It doesn't basically utilize, nice, that's a big one. It doesn't utilize your purple pulls like this. It just does the blue ones. And then it will give you recommendations, like if you have, say you need a 2 copy or 2 cost of Mira to level, to add like a star to your. How about my first Scarlet? I didn't realize I didn't have Scarlet yet. There we go, baby. Here, instead of rambling, let me just show you an example. So if we look at this and say, okay, I got Walker. Let's just level him up. Okay. And now if I open this, it'll prioritize Walker by putting him right here, basically saying, hey, you got this guy who you have enough copies to level him up, and then it'll bring him up, and then you can just level him up. That's fine. Like, that's just basically telling you, like, hey, heads up. That's not like it's not gonna auto prioritize or auto do anything. It does auto put your 2 heroes together if you do have 2 copies. But I think with my Mira, oh, that's weird. It didn't show her that time. Maybe it doesn't do with Ascension. I don't know. I feel like it normally does. But yeah, just auto in it is fine. Come on, baby. Hodgkin. Let's see if that gives me a 5-star Hodgkin. Oh. Okay. Promise you I'm not going to go back and forth this much for the rest of the summons, hopefully. I just don't want to pull another Hodgkin if I don't need to. Okay, I feel like I have a good amount of her. Definitely not enough to get her ascended, but I have a decent amount. Come on. Kryn, one of my big disappointments. He was pretty good in Classic, ended up being very average in Companions. Another Walker. The game really wants me to get some Walkers, apparently. That's crazy. I'm gassing Walker up, and they're just like, yep, well, here you go, have some. First, Odin. Very nice. Odin, I think will end up being pretty good. A Thescu. And then let's just do these final 7. And then we'll do the purple cards, and then we'll do our stargazing at the end. All right, still, I need my Wilders, I need my Trisha. I don't care if it's just going to give me copies of other things that I don't need. A Turtle Man. He will always follow me. Like, okay. All right, so we need some Talines. No Talines. A Taline, there we go. We will continue pulling. Alrighty. I don't think that gets me a level on Taline, no. But we take it. And actually, yeah, level on Kryn. Nothing too crazy there, but we'll take it. And then I'm going to do something a little crazy here. That's not what I wanted. Ooh, but Mortis soon is exciting. I'm just going to claim this. I don't care about the third one as much. These are the two things that I wanted. I wanted a Taline and I wanted to like a skin. So I'm going to confirm. You got to wait a few seconds before you can finalize it. Boom. And there is another, yep. Activates. I love the skin. The skin's cool. It doesn't look that different, but like just the details are cool. The hair is really cool. And Leica's one of my favorite like OG champions or heroes from Classic. That will give me a star for Taline, getting me closer to getting her maxed. That is a 2-star Taline. Exciting stuff. Boink. There we go. And that is it. Oh, but I do have one more set of summons to do. I have 31 of these bad boys. 32, actually, because I need to claim this. So let's hope to get one copy at least. I would love to get one copy. I would love to get one copy. There we go. Maybe 2 copies. No, I'll never be that lucky. I think it's fine you get the normal pets from these. All right. Let's go back. I am not going to do those. Let's ascend. I think I need one more. How much? I need 2 more copies. So, slowly getting this guy up. I think this beast is obviously going to be the best beast in the game currently when he's maxed out, or she. But I just don't think it's worth, like, dumping everything into getting him, if that makes sense. And then I think I have one of these. And I don't need to do the normal ones. That's fine. That gives me my Thescu, though, which will max him out. And there's another Mauler 5-star, which is nice, very exciting. And then since he's maxed, I'm going to go ahead and change my wish list, and then that should be it for the video. Let's see. Who else we got in here? I'm just gonna put him in there. I'm debating between these two, Warwick and Numusu. But I like Warwick. I think he's a fun champion. Even though basically you just need one copy of him, I think he's a cool champion. I don't have any more Destiny summons. I've just been kind of cranking everything, all my diamonds I get on my Destiny summons, but I don't really have any like scrolls or anything. They're just not as exciting because it's like you either get it or you're not, and the odds are really low. So not gonna pull those. But that's my video. That's my thoughts on this. Make sure you like and subscribe below if you like my content. I just got back from vacation, so that's why it's been a kind of a delay and stuff. But excited to be back and making more videos. And I am currently been working on a Discord server, trying to get things set up, ready to go, just for people who can kind of put all my videos in one place in a more organized way, so you can kind of see where certain videos are to get different information, different content, or if there's just a place where my community wants to chat and talk, that's fine too. But it's not quite done yet. It'll probably be done in like a week or so, is my guess. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video is entertaining to you. I like summon videos. I think they're really fun. But hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks for watching. Peace.